Explore the world of Washington quarter dollars, one of the most popular series in U.S. coin collecting. In this video, we dive into rare and valuable quarters from the series, covering key dates, rare varieties, and unique mint errors that can make these coins worth far more than their face value. Discover what makes certain Washington quarters so collectible, how to identify valuable ones in your collection. The 1980p Washington quarter has garnered interest among collectors, especially those containing minting errors. While a standard 1980p Washington quarter may not be particularly valuable due to its high mintage error, quarters from this year are in high demand. Here's a look at some of the most notable errors and their potential values. The double die obverse error occurs when the design elements are struck twice slightly misaligned. Value: depending on the visibility of the doubling and coin condition, these can range from $500 to $2,500 or more, especially in higher grades too. Off-center strikes occur when the planchette, the blank metal disc, is not properly aligned within the coining press, resulting in a portion of the design being cut off. The value increases as the off-center percentage increases. The date can fetch between $400 and $1,220, depending on condition and how much of the design is visible. A clipped planchette error can be valued between $300 and $1,700, with larger and more distinct clips being more valuable. Broad strike error: broad strike quarters can sell for between $250 and $1,275 or more, depending on condition. Strike-through errors: strike-through errors vary widely in value, but can typically fetch between $200 and $1,000 or more, depending on severity, rarity, and value factors. While these errors can increase the 1980p quarter's value substantially, it's essential to assess the coin's condition using the Sheldon grading scale and rarity. Coins with higher mint state grades MS60 and above are more valuable, and authenticated examples by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC are typically worth more. The 198D Washington quarter has become popular among collectors, especially when featuring minting errors, as well as because no proof or uncirculated sets were produced that year, making high-quality examples scarce. Here's an overview of notable errors associated with the 1980D Washington quarter. A genuine D-mint mark error quarter can fetch $100 to $1,000 or more, depending on its grade and confirmation by a grading service. Double die reverse: doubling errors happen when the coin's design is struck twice with slight misalignment, resulting in a doubling effect. Strong examples of DDO or DDR errors can be valued at $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the visibility and extent of the doubling. Off-center strike value: a 1980D quarter with a clear date and an off-center strike of about 10% to 50% can be valued from $500 to $2,050 or more. Clipped planchette: clipped 198D quarters are typically valued between $250 and $1,750, depending on the size and type of clip. Broad strike error value: broad strike errors on a 1980D quarter can range from $200 to $1,100 or more, based on the condition and extent of the error. Strike-through errors: strike-through errors are often valued between $100 and $750, with more dramatic examples worth even more. Additional value considerations: the 1980D quarters are also sought after in high-grade condition due to a lack of uncirculated or proof coins from this year, making mint state 198D quarters relatively scarce and valuable in their own right. With high-grade MS66 or MS67 examples fetching between $550 and $3,600 or more. The 1983p Washington quarter is a popular coin among collectors, especially in high grades, due to its scarcity and various notable errors. As with the 1982 quarters, no uncirculated sets were produced in 1983, making high-grade examples rarer. Here's a breakdown of known errors for the 1983p quarter and their values. Double die obverse value: clear examples of the DDO error can fetch between $1,000 and $4,100, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's grade. Double die reverse: a strong DDR error can range in value from $1,000 to $4,000, with sharper doubling fetching higher prices. Off-center strike: These errors can vary greatly in appearance, from slight to extreme misalignment. Value. Off-center strikes on a 1983 P-quarter with a visible date are typically valued between $500 and $3,700, depending on the percentage of off-center. Clipped planchette. A clipped planchette on a 1983 P-quarter can range in value from $350 to $2,750, depending on the size and location of the clip. Broad strike error. Broad strike errors on a 1983 P-quarter typically sell for $150 to $1,000, depending on how pronounced the error is. Strike-through errors. Strike-through errors vary significantly in value, generally from $100 to $750, with more dramatic examples fetching more. High-grade 1983 P-quarter, because no mint sets were issued in 1983. Finding high-grade mint state 1983 P-quarters is more challenging. Quarters graded MS-66 or higher are particularly valuable due to their scarcity. Value. A 1983 P-quarter graded MS-66 can be worth around $1,000 to $2,900, and coins in MS-67 can reach $3,500 or more. The highest grade examples like MS-68 can command several for $1,000. The 1984 P Washington quarter, though a common coin in circulation, can be of interest to collectors due to various minting errors and its value in high-grade conditions. Here's a look at key points and notable errors for the 1984 P quarter. Notable 1984 P quarter errors. Double die obverse, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's grade. A DDO 1984 P quarter can range from $1,000 to $3,390 or more, with clearer, more dramatic examples commanding higher prices. Off-center strike. Off-center strikes on the 1984 P quarter with a clear date can range from $900 to $2,250 or more, depending on the percentage of misalignment. Clipped planchette. Clipped plankets on a 1984 P quarter can be worth between $600 and $1,750, with larger or more distinct clips generally being more valuable. MS-68. Extremely rare, could command well over $5,000 if available. Collectability and authentication. If you have a 1984 P quarter with any of these errors, it may be worth having it authenticated and graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC. This can help confirm the error and provide a grade, which will significantly affect its value. The 1984 P Washington quarter, though a common coin in circulation, can be of interest to collectors due to various minting errors and its value in high-grade conditions. Here's a look at key points and notable errors for the 1984 P quarter. Notable 1984 P quarter errors. Double die obverse, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's grade. A DDO 1984 P quarter can range from $1,000 to $3,390 or more, with clearer, more dramatic examples commanding higher prices. Off-center strike. Off-center strikes on the 1984 P quarter with a clear date can range from $900 to $2,250 or more, depending on the percentage of misalignment. Clipped planchette. Clipped plankets on a 1984 P quarter can be worth between $600 and $1,750, with larger or more distinct clips generally being more valuable. MS-68. Extremely rare, could command well over $5,000 if available. Collectability and authentication. The 1985 P Washington quarter is another coin in the series that can attract collector interest, especially when it exhibits certain errors or is found in very high-grade condition. Here's a guide to the potential errors and values for the 1985 P quarter. Notable errors for the 1985 P Washington quarter. Double die obverse. A clear DDO error can range from $500 to $1,000, with stronger and more prominent doubling commanding higher prices. Off-center strike. An off-center strike on a 1985 P quarter with a visible date can be valued from $500 to $1,790, depending on the degree of misalignment and the coin's condition. Clipped planchette. A clipped planchette error on a 1985 P quarter can range from $350 to $1,550, depending on the size and location of the clip. Broad strike error. Broad strike errors on 1985 P quarters typically sell for between $200 and $1,075, depending on the condition and the error's visibility. Strike-through errors. Strike-through errors can vary in value, generally falling between $100 and $750, with more dramatic examples worth more. High-grade 1985 P quarters. Due to the lack of uncirculated mint sets that year, high-grade examples of 1985 quarters can be challenging to find. Quarters in MS-66 and above are scarce and sought after by collectors. MS-68, extremely rare, can be valued at over $3,000 if found in this top grade. Collectability and authentication. If you believe you have a 1985 P quarter with any of these errors or in exceptionally high-grade condition, having it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can help verify its error or grade, adding to its value and appeal among collectors.